We are going to be doing an interior detail on this Ford Flex today. So this was a first-time customer. They've never come to me for a detail before, and in fact, they haven't had a detail in a little while. So we're going to be going over this vehicle with one of our detailing packages. Now, for this one specifically, we're not going to be getting into things like extracting or shampooing, but what you will see is a lot of steam cleaning and just general use of interior cleaner on this surfaces and the vinyl and the seats and everything to really clean it all up again. So the first thing I do when I jump into a detail like this is going to be the fabric to start. You want to make sure it has enough time to dry by the time you're done. So the initial vacuum is actually a really important part of any detail. You want the vehicle in general to be kind of as clean as possible when you start it. One, so you know what you're working with and how far you have to go, but also it's just nice to work in a cleaner environment, especially when you kind of have to kneel on the carpets and stuff sometimes. So we're just going to spray it down with a fabric cleaner, just a light mist, and this is just going to help pick up some of the dirt as well. You're going to be working some of that cleaner into the carpet before we get into some of the next steps, and you'll see the use of the drill brush and steamer, etc. on these fabrics. So after that's done, we're going to hit it with that drill brush. And the drill brush is a really, really important piece of equipment, in my opinion at least, especially if you're a DIY detailer, because when you're doing something like this and you're not getting into full extraction, this is going to be a perfect way to reset the fibers in your carpet. And what that's going to do is really lift them back up to where they should be, because when the mats are on them and people's feet are on them, it really compresses the carpet down. This is going to lift that back up, like I said, kind of reset those fibers, and it's going to kick out all of the dirt and debris that's kind of been hiding in there. And the final step is going to be that steamer. So the steamer is my favorite piece of equipment because it's so versatile. You can use it on every surface essentially. And what this is doing as well is it's going to loosen up all of that hard dirt and grime that's been built into the carpet. So the stuff that the drill brush might not have fully kicked out, this is going to help loosen everything up. And again, it's going to help reset the fibers, as well as it's really good for disinfecting in general. So once I'm done with the steamer, what I'm going to do is I actually usually rub it down with a microfiber just to kind of pick up some excess moisture. And you're going to see another use of the steamer right here. Those rubbers and the door seals all the way around, they get pretty gunky sometimes with dirt and grime. The easiest way to get that is going to be with a steamer like this. It's going to help loosen and lift all of that dirt, making it really easy to wipe away. And what you'll see me using on basically all of these vinyl surfaces is going to be Express Interior Cleaner, as well as this detailing brush, which I'll use a lot. These things get a lot of flack sometimes. They say, it's a waste of time. You don't detail quick enough. You can detail very quickly with these things, especially one like this. It's got a really nice fan on it. But the main purpose that I like using them is because it really foams up that cleaner. And again, some people don't like a foamy interior cleaner, but it's personally my favorite thing for two reasons. The first one being is that it helps the product not dry so quickly on the surface. And you'll see that issue a lot with interiors, especially if you're detailing outside and the surfaces can get a little hot. You want something that's going to be a little foamier like this, so then it doesn't instantly dry right when you hit the surface with it. As well, it really helps encapsulate some of that dirt. And you'll see here, I'm spraying directly on the surface on some of these panels. Now, I don't do this all the time, but again, it really depends on where you're detailing and the temperature. For me, I was in Canada. I was detailing outside. It was only about 1 degree Celsius outside. So it was more than cool enough. Even the spots here where you can see the lights hitting the panels, it was not heated up whatsoever. Everything was super cool to the touch, so you can spray this on no problem. And it's really just going to help you kind of work it in, give you that extra to work with, and you don't have to worry about it baking into the surface by any means. The seats as well, unfortunately, they were kind of aftermarket, wraparound seats that you kind of put on. So these ones here are a little bit discolored. It's not even all dirty, unfortunately. But you can see here the detailing brush is really good for foaming it all up. And then what I'm going to use is what I call my ghetto Scrub Ninja. So if you detail, the Scrub Ninja, a really good microfiber pad that you kind of use for cleaning. This is just kind of a cheaper version, but again, just a microfiber pad that's good for scrubbing. So I'll foam it all up, scrub it really nice. And then to get all those cracks and crevices, you can either use your microfiber or what I suggest, which would be compressed air. So if you're detailing, having an air compressor is almost essential. You really need to blow out a lot of cracks and crevices. Now, if you're doing it at home, just DIY work, you can get away without one. It's not going to be the end of the world by any means. Like I said, you can really get it out with a microfiber as well. That'll work good on these kinds of seats. But you can see this interior cleaner really cleans everything up nice. And it doesn't leave that high gloss. Of course, because it's a little wet there, it looked glossy, but once it dries, it doesn't leave a glossy wet look, which I also like. I like more of that matte finish. That's how you know it's actually clean and it's not full of oil and stuff still from the body. And these mats here, this was the hardest part of the detail in my opinion. So I didn't have water hookup, which means no pressure washer. So what I did was I sprayed it with degreaser, used my drill brush to loosen it all up. And then as well, I actually used a rinseless wash solution in my IK Foam Pro, which is a sprayer essentially. And I rinsed it all down and gave it a really good scrub with a microfiber. And I got it as clean as I could. They were, within the 90% range typically. But again, I usually almost always use a pressure washer because these things are hard to get completely clean without it. And as we're going to go over now that we've done our whole detail and the windows and everything are done, we're just going to do a final vacuum and start putting the mats. And you can see the carpets look a lot better now. The fibers are reset. It's lifted again. Everything was cleaned properly. Mats are down. And now this vehicle is essentially all good to go. So do not forget to subscribe for daily detailing content. I do post every day, typically just shorts, but I'll be getting more of these up. Like the video and just comment down below if you do have any questions at all about detailing your own car.